The first thing we are making is a watermelon lime slush. What you need for this is a watermelon, 1 lime, and some sugar. Start off by cutting the watermelon into cubes. If you have a nice blender, you don't have to cut it, but my blender isn't the best. I also had the watermelon in the freezer for about 3 hours, and I measured that up to 2 cups. Actually, no, 2.5 cups. I then added it to the blender. I also added about 1.5 cups of water. Next, I squeezed 1 lime into the mixture, and that just tops it off and gave it more of a tangy flavor, so it wasn't just a watermelon juice. And then I blended it all up. It wasn't quite sweet enough for me, so I added 1 tablespoon of sugar, but that is completely optional. Now that the drink is done being blended, pour it into your favorite cup. I personally love mason jars for any summer drink, so I poured mine into a mason jar. I also added a lime wedge just for some decoration and to make it look a little more presentable. And that is the finished drink. And now for my personal favorite, the blackberry lemonade. So what you're going to need is, of course, some lemon juice, sugar, and of course, some blackberries. Start off by getting 2 cups of hot water. Make sure it is not warm, but it is hot. And then take 1 cup of sugar and put that into the water. Because the water is hot, the sugar should dissolve pretty easily. But if it's not dissolving as fast as you would like it, you can always start mixing it with a spoon. Once you can no longer see the sugar, pour the water into a blender. Then pour another 2 cups of water into the blender. This water can be room temperature if you want. Now let's turn that water into lemonade. Measure 1 cup of lemon juice. Now that you have your lemon juice, pour that into the water-sugar mixture and you have a lemonade. Now time for the blackberry part of the blackberry lemonade. Start off by taking 1/2 cup or a handful of blackberries. And dump that into the lemonade. Now I just set my blender to liquefy and I start liquefying it up. Once you are done blending, let the lemonade sit in the blender for a few minutes until all the seeds drop to the bottom and there's a layer of foam on the top and lemonade on the bottom. Now take one of those, it's sort of like a pasta strainer, but it's in a cup form and has a netting on the bottom, and just pour your lemonade through that into a pitcher so all the extra seeds from the blackberries, they stay in the strainer and all the lemonade goes into the pitcher. Okay guys, now it's time to taste the masterpiece. So I just got a mason jar with some ice cubes in it, and I poured in my lemonade, and well, yeah, kind of obvious what I'm doing there. And mason jars and lemonade, they kind of go perfect together, so I would recommend a mason jar for this. And I also added a straw, a lemon wedge, and a few blackberries just swimming in the lemonade, and that is the finished drink. And last but not least, we have a strawberry and banana smoothie with a twist. This is probably the best smoothie ever, so be prepared to try this masterpiece. So what you're going to need for this is 2 frozen bananas, frozen strawberries, unsweetened almond milk, vanilla extract, and some ground cinnamon. Start off with your unsweetened almond milk and measure about 1 cup of that. Pour that into the blender. Next, add your 2 frozen bananas. Now get your frozen strawberries and measure 2 cups of those. Next, you're going to want to add some vanilla extract. All you're going to need is 1/2 teaspoon of this. That is all you need, no more, no less. And now, for the secret ingredient, it is cinnamon, of course, and all you're going to need of this is 1 teaspoon. Now cap that blender and start blending. This might be a little bit tricky to blend because of all the frozen fruit, but just keep blending until it is the consistency you want. I personally like my smoothies pretty thick, so as you can see, I had a really thick smoothie that I actually ate with a spoon. And yeah, excuse the mess I'm making right here. I could not pour this for some reason. So anyway, that is the finished drink.